I'm Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey, welcome to Mutant Menace. I'm Pat Reber. Hey, I'm Pat Reber.
And I'm Matt Ocamp, and say it with
Say
us,
it with
Pete.
me, Pete.
Welcome
to Mutant Menace.
Menace.
You're a little slow on that, Matt. We got it.
I was slow?
Yeah, I said it right with him.
I don't know. I think Pete was slow.
We'll see when it comes. If there's one thing that didn't happen, it's that Pete was slow.
I'm pretty sure Pete was slow. Pete, email in to mutantmenacepod@gmail.com and let us know if you were slow or if I was slow.
Let's just get everyone at this point. Call to action, mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. Let us know who's winning the race. Oh!
Must have heard you talking about it.
Speaking of Pat's email corner, Matt, we have so many emails.
We do?
Yeah.
There's no way we have so many emails.
Yeah, the mailbag's full. Let me
There can't be a full mailbag.
Pick one off the top here. It's from our good friend and faithful listener, Weapon Jason. He says, tell Matt that you're right, that the Colossus stuff is good characterization. That's a point for me.
He's wrong, because all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm not good at this. And then it just goes away.
Well, I think it comes out of the series of moments that happened before that. But if you're not really connecting those together, then...
I don't necessarily think it does. But, hey, Weapon Jason, it is okay. We like our fans even when they're wrong.
Weapon Jason says, not much to fill you in on this time out because y'all just hit a homer right out of the park with this one. I laughed, learned some stuff, appreciated your easy banter and ability to highlight both the best and most moments of this issue. I kind of wonder how much of these issues was Byrne's story and how much was Claremont's, given how in later years Byrne will be pretty obsessed with mining the old true stories and how much these do feel like Thomas issue with Claremont bits bolted on. Keep doing my best to convince folks I know to listen and look forward to next week when we delve more into the evil that is the Canadian government.
Maybe I'm confused. What does he mean by mining the old true story? Oh, like the old, like tried and true, like the old... true stories.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
This is also referring to an episode that at this point was a long time ago. So I'm not 100% sure.
Well, thank you, Weapon Jason. We love your
Weapon
emails.
Jason. As always, appreciate each one.
I love them more than Pat does.
Our next one
you should hear what he says
is from Sine Wave Sean, friend of the show, Sine Wave Sean.
Hey, Sine Wave Sean.
If you recall, last time we called him out for using his podcast email to email us. He's actually provided us with his personal email now. So,
you didn't need to do it. Oh, man. I hope everybody knows that we're just ribbing them. We're just ribbing you.
This is a next level. This is the next level of podcast friendship, so really appreciate it. For anyone curious, his email is... he says, hey, Pat, tell Matt that having read all 14 appearances of Garrock the Petrified Man in Marvel Comics, I think he kind of sucks, actually. At this point, he's just doing it to upset you. Also, Moses Magnum's whole scheme to sink Japan got me thinking, if you guys got the opportunity to write a what-if story based on any of the X-Men stories so far, what would you choose? I think a story where Moses Magnum succeeded could be something. Cheers, Sine Wave Sean.
Okay, so what's a what-if based on the X-Men we've read that you would...
Yeah, what's a moment that we can explain, a choice they made where...
Well, I talked about it before. I can't remember what the thing was. I can't remember what the exact issue was, but there was a moment that I talked about where it's like, what if Wolverine wanted to kill somebody? And I was like, what if he just lopped off this guy's head?
X-Men Annual number 3.
And that was Archon.
Okay. Archon, yeah. What if he just killed Archon and ended things there?
Yeah, that's a bad example because like almost nothing would happen, right?
I think, what if we had seen evil Professor X earlier on in the X-Men?
Like, okay, Bill Mantlow's evil Professor X, what if that was like a real thing?
Yeah, just this grumpy green Professor X who can walk and uses his powers for evil instead of good. Well, maybe not good, but instead of what he considers to be good.
Right, if the X-Men sometimes had to fight. What if, oh my god, okay, so then what if when Professor X died, he never died, but when they pretended he died, he pretended he died. He loves to do that. What if the X-Men had killed him because they had to, because he had gone evil?
Ooh.
I don't know that that's that good of a story.
I think we're in the right place, though. It should revolve around Charles Xavier's death.
We have so much to do this episode, and yet here we are talking
Sean,
about this.
Come on, man. All right, let's move on.
Let's think this through. Let's think this through, and maybe we can address it on a future episode.
Email Michael, another favorite on Pat's email corner, writes in and says, "Hey, Pat, tell Matt that Pat's an idiot." Then...
Wait.
Hey. Wait a second.
Oh, very good. Did we ask that?
I hope so. Otherwise...
All right.
Michael, you're banned. Then tell Matt that I didn't much care for that particular call to action, but I wouldn't be me if I only followed instructions I liked. It says, I have never lived in Hangaroa, so I can't say if I was offended by any jokes about it or not. I have lived on the Honshu island of Japan, though, and will helpfully point out that it's pronounced like Honshu and not like Honshu.
You had the pronunciation right there, Pat, and you literally just...
Email Michael burning me left and right here. Yeah. Remember that as a general rule, any O in a Japanese word should be pronounced like the O's in Tokyo or Kyoto. Okay.
It's interesting. I couldn't have remembered that because I absolutely didn't know that.
And before, Matt, you point out Honda, the car company, I'll cut you off and say that we absolutely pronounce it wrong in America. It should be Honda if you want to pronounce it the Japanese way instead of the American.
I'm always telling Pat that.
Honda. You're not putting any context around it. You're just shouting Honda at me.
Yeah, I guess I should have been clearer about.
I thought you were talking about the lady from the Today Show.
Me and you we've worked together for a long time, and we've had a lot of talks about this Honda thing. Me shouting it at you, and I don't know.
And, and now I finally understand you. So thank you. Email Michael. He goes on to say, this does mean that you can say, but doesn't that mean we can pronounce Honshu the American way instead of the Japanese way? You sure can. Nobody can stop you. It's up to you. Lastly, Pat asked for a no prize for pointing out that the comic 'Twas the Night Before Christmas skipped from the 15th to the 25th. But I would say that in skipping over the 24th, any character could accurately say on the 25th that it was the night before Christmas and isn't any...
Because it was before now. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry, Email Michael, that sucks.
We got him back. All right. Now you could say, but that means you could say any story like that takes place after the first of Christmas could say the same thing. Yes, that's true. Every story after the first Christmas could be called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas and isn't anymore. So, while the bad news is I won't offer Pat a no prize, the good news is that he gets no prize. So functionally the same thing. Don't ask me about my time living in Japan. Email Michael.
I never would. I'm not that kind of guy.
Thank you, Email Michael. I have one more for us revolving around episode 23 from first time emailer Inc.
Excuse me?
They say, not my real name, but what I go by pretty much everywhere online.
Hey, Inc.
So Inc says, hey, Pat, tell Matt that Sauron having hypnosis powers is probably a holdover from when he was going to be a regular vampire and not just an energy vampire.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's a really good point.
As for what the in-universe justification is, I have no idea. if you're open to suggestions for what to call the Wolverine equivalent of the Kurt Report, may I suggest the Logan Lowdown? Also,
do you think Logan Lowdown might be too good, though?
Logan Lowdown.
The Logan Lowdown.
Here's the thing is it should also serve as a vocal warm-up for us.
The thing about Kurt Report is it's the stupidest part. It's the stupidest thing. This show is full of really stupid things, and Kurt Report is probably in top 5.
Thank you. Also, Ink goes on to say, the Godzilla and Sun show from the Hanna-Barbera ad is called the Godzilla Power Hour. So that is actually the name of the show. The tiny dragon with Godzilla is called Godzuki, who is Godzilla's nephew within the context of the show.
Godzuki!
He was created for the show and does not show up in any other Godzilla media. Okay,
I understand. I thought Godzilla Power Hour referred to like, there's 2 cartoons that we show during the Godzilla Power Hour, you know.
But no, it's just a show.
A show called the Godzilla Power Hour.
Called the Godzilla Power Hour.
With Godzuki.
Godzuki.
Sounds like something that one of the aliens in one of the Star Wars prequels would say. Godzuki.
Ubawa Godzuki. We do have a few more emails in the box, but that's the theme song, so I think we should save them for next episode, which is not too far away, is it, Matt?
No, okay, so we're doing something fucked up here. We said we wanted to check in with what Angel and Iceman were doing this whole time that we've been reading the X-Men, and that is true. That is what we want to do. So we are reading all of the Champions, all 17 issues of the 1976,
but
1975 series,
1975, yeah,
the Champions, plus a couple other issues with Iceman and Angel in them that happened after that, and we didn't really want to do it. We had to. We were forced to by
you, the listeners.
Oh, I thought you were saying by me, which is also true. We were forced to by the premise of the show. So,
so we said, why stretch this across 2 weeks when we can just read all of these, recap them, and record 2 podcast episodes about them over one day?
Yes, Pat, what time is it right now?
It is currently 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
And how long does it normally take us to record an episode?
About 3 hours.
So we are going to be fucking loopy by the end of this episode, first of all, because we're starting late, and these comics are insane. But by next episode, hopefully it's a fun kind of loopy. Hopefully you guys find the insanity entertaining. I hope we're not just half asleep.
Yeah. If that's what happens, if it's just a terrible, boring episode, just keep in mind that the week after we're covering a huge, important storyline, probably the most famous storyline in all of X-Men.
Also, keep in mind if next episode is boring, so were these comics. So
we're doing our best here, folks. And if nothing else, tune in next week for the delirium.
What we're doing is we're giving you, we're giving you the real experience. Hey, Pat, speaking of,
did
you do anything Champions related this week?
Did I do anything Champions related this week? My goodness, I wasn't expecting this. Let's see. Well, as is true in most weeks of my life, I was an absolute fucking loser, much like our friend Warren Worthington III.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And then I would say one exciting thing that I did that I think we can tie to Champions, actually, is playing Dungeons & Dragons last night, and we got TPK. Total Party Kill.
Jesus, that has never happened to me.
Everyone did. I think it was by design.
Okay. I did it to a campaign I was running sort of by half design, half not.
Them missing all the signs.
They missed all the signs of, yes, what I thought was a very obvious trap, but I had a way out of it. It's just I ended and they were very mad at me. It actually caused some friendship drama. And I got mad at them for getting mad at me. Tell me about this TPK.
So we were... Oh boy, we got into a room. There was a shambling mound there. We beat it up and did pretty well, but
Okay.
I was a little beat up. My cousin, I'm a fighter. My cousin, who's a barbarian, was a little beat up.
You mean this as, you don't mean real cousin?
No, in my character's cousin.
Okay.
So it's the two of us on the front lines, and then we have a wizard and a warlock, and we defeat the shambling mound. We go out the door that we came in, and there are 5 shadow spirits that just wreck us. They cursed us. They removed our strength, which is both of our tanks' strong suit. They chewed through us pretty quickly, and then went after the mages. And what are the mages going to do? So we all died. I think it was by design. I think we're going to wake up on regaining consciousness.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, when your whole party gets killed, is that, like, that can feel like, fuck my DM. How could they do this to me? Or it can feel like, we fucked up. And I was going to say, which one does it feel like? But if it's by design, if it's just like a story thing, then I think probably it's neither of those.
It was the DM is very good. It's Krills Wilson, the guy that writes our our theme music, but he's doing a great job with it. He just killed all of us. But it really, you could feel the stakes. We all felt very in the moment. It was well run combat.
That's fun. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's fun.
And I would relate that just because the number of times the champions all lose in this run that we read is shocking.
Yeah, that's pretty champions related.
Matt, did you do anything champions related this week?
Much like the tone of this series of issues, I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, otherwise known as ADHD, and I was unmedicated for it for a very long time. Is this the first episode, Pat, where I've been medicated for it again?
It is, actually. I'm very curious to
riff with me.
How this works. Yeah.
So now I'm on Adderall. And here's the thing, Pat, all right. They upped my dose of Adderall the week that fucking Silk Song came out.
Oh.
The week that Hollow Knight Silk Song came out. So like, how am I supposed to stop playing Hollow Knight Silk Song when my focus has improved?
Oh man, did the doctor know about this? Did you tell him that you're also on Hollow Knight Silk Song?
Interesting that you said him.
Okay.
She did not know. She probably doesn't even know what Hollow Knight Silk Song is.
Well, you should tell your doctor if you're mixing medications, man.
So, I don't know. I'm playing a lot of Hollow Knight Silk Song. It rules. Again. ADHD.
Nice.
Just like these comics. All right.
Just like medication, just like Warren should have.
All right, let's get into this. And here's the thing I'm going to do, Pat.
Ooh, okay.
Here's the thing I'm going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to be at this for a while. I'm going to DoorDash myself a pizza right now. And it'll be delivered live on air to tape.
Oh, that'll be very exciting.
I think so.
Episode 1 or episode 2?
Who knows? You guys can take your bets. Is this going to happen episode 1 or is it going to happen episode 2? You know what I'll do? Never
Make
mind.
them now, though.
Make your bets now. Email us now immediately.
Don't wait till the end of the episode and then email us at mutantmenacepod@gmail.com.
We'll know.
Yeah. We're watching times.
Pat always knows.
If you dive into the analytics of a podcast, you can see exactly who's listening and exactly when they pause, stop, fast forward. I don't know if you non-podcasters knew that.
Pat's a hacker. He's a real elite hacker. And so a thing that he's always doing is telling me all the IP addresses of everybody who not only listens, but emails.
Yeah.
In case anybody doesn't, that's true. None of that's true. You guys are anonymous to us.
Yeah. They totally fake. We're making it up.
Pat, don't say it like that.
What?
The way you're saying it's making them think that
I'm not threatening anyone.
Pat, that really, really sounds like you're threatening somebody. Do you realize?
No, how could I be threatening someone if all of that was fake? Bat.
Yeah.
Why don't I start by telling you about Champions #1? The world still needs the champions.
Okay, well, all right. I don't understand how it still needs them if it's #1, but I'm willing to go on, with them on this journey.
Series conceived and written by Jenny Isabella. Matt, you want to tell me about Jenny Isabella?
Yeah, so Jenny Isabella, I think we should mention this. Jenny was writing under the name Tony at the time. She came out as transgender this year. She still writes under the name Tony. Names Tony and Jenny, but we're going to refer to her as Jenny throughout this episode. Okay. She came up with this book as a team-up book between Iceman and Angel. That was her original idea.
Okay.
She was like, Iceman and Angel, they just left the X-Men, or they're about to leave the X-Men, I guess, when she came up with it. And
couple of young studs.
Had this idea, two young studs on the road fighting bad guys. And fucking Len Wein.
Good.
We thought he was a good one. But Len Wein was like, no. This is Marvel. We don't do that. If you're going to write a team book, which this is, you have to have at least 5 members. One has to be super strong. One has to be a woman. And one has to have their own comic book series.
Huh.
Len Wein did get in trouble over this.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's over this specifically, but he got in trouble from his manager. The editor, man, I don't know how fucking the
was
thing
he
worked.
Editor-in-chief at this time?
No, he was just an editor.
Okay.
He was like, I guess, an overseeing editor. But Marv Wolfman was the editor-in-chief, and they were good pals. But I think one of the corporate guys, or one of, I can't remember the name. This was in Marvel: The Untold Story. I can't remember the name, but Len Wein got in trouble. They were like, look, if a book's not losing money, stop fucking with it. Like, let creative people be creative. And so he stopped doing this, but after this book.
Forcing
anyway,
it on the champions.
So not only did this happen to Jenny Isabella, at the same time she was writing Ghost Rider, and she had this long-running plot where there was this voice in Ghost Rider's head that was telling... Because, Ghost Rider made a deal with a demon or something to be Ghost Rider. I don't know the story of Ghost Rider too well. Do you?
I think it's the devil.
Okay, so he made a deal with the devil, and now he's got a demon in his head. And he had this other... or in his soul or something. So now he's got this other voice in his head. And Jenny Isabella was building this up so that it was going to be Jesus. And then Ghost Rider was going to turn Christian. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would have been a famous arc for sure.
So that's absolutely unhinged. But the reasoning here is also fucking poor. They were like, we can confirm the Christian devil in the Marvel universe, but we cannot confirm the Christian God in the Marvel universe, which is pretty wild reasoning. And they changed her script after she turned it in before it went to print without telling her, and made it just some other demon in his head. So she quits Marvel around that time because of these two things.
And that is Mid-Champions Run.
Yeah, that is issue 7. After 7 issues, including one she skips, she leaves this title. So
we'll get there.
So
All right.
that's fun. That's fun. And then she leaves Marvel for I think like 7 years. All right, we have 10 issues to get through. We haven't passed the credits, so
yeah, we're just scratching the surface here. This was penciled by Don Heck.
Your boy.
Man, I believe. God damn it. Inked by Mike Esposito, lettered by Dave Hunt, colored by Petra G, edited by Marv Wolfman. Release date July 15th, 1975. Cover date October 1975. Just for context, giant-sized X-Men was April 1975. X-Men number 94, where Angel and Iceman left, was June 1975.
So this is a month after Angel and Iceman left
With
the X-Men. Yeah. Okay.
Bobby Drake and Warren Worthington III are walking the campus of the University of California, Los Angeles.
Yeah, okay. The actual UCLA.
The
not
real
like
UCLA. Discussing how they'd rather be superheroing. But the X-Men are all different now, and Beast is in the Avengers, and they wouldn't fit in with that group, quote.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a hole opens in midair, and a bunch of harpies fly out, looking for someone named Venus.
Like a bunch of nagging wives.
No, they're like gargoyles, but they have long, beautiful
the actual
hair.
Mythological harpies. Sorry.
Yeah, the harpies of mythology. They quick change into Iceman and Angel, Warren without a mask, and start fighting bad guys.
And Bobby destroys his clothes again. He's back to this.
Right? He just freezes them and shatters them off his body. He's nude.
Yeah.
Inside the college, Natasha Romanoff is talking to her erstwhile father, Ivan, about getting a job here teaching Russian.
Okay.
When a bunch of Wonder Woman-looking Amazons hop out of a portal looking for someone named Venus. Ivan gets knocked out, but Natasha changes into the Black Widow and begins to fight them.
I remember Ivan from when that issue when X-Men crossed over with the Avengers.
Right.
It's like her dad friend. It's like her dad /
like
friend.
Her friend, but also her dad.
Yeah, like her dad, but kind of her friend.
It's not clear who knows that right now. Dad friend. The Amazons identify a humanities professor named Victoria Starr as Venus. So Black Widow grabs her and they jump out the window. On the quad, stunt rider Johnny Blaze is riding his motorcycle.
Why is he here?
When someone throws a hammer at him, he changes into the Ghost Rider and starts fighting a Jack Kirby god-looking thing calling itself Cerberus with his hellfire. Cerberus changes into a big, one-headed purple dog.
Cerberus is a 3-headed purple dog that guards the gates to Hades, not like a weird man thing, and not like a purple one-headed dog.
So the concept here seems to be that Cerberus has 3 forms, and one of them is a dog, which
has one head.
You know much more about Greek mythology than I do, but I don't think that was the...
No.
He's interpreting it like you would interpret the Bible.
Hey, look, as far as I know, that's not true, but there are so many stories about these people.
There's a lot of them. Anyway, Cerberus changes into a big purple one-headed dog and starts chasing him as he bikes off. In the auditorium, still on UCLA campus, Hercules is preparing a guest lecture on mythology.
Why?
When some elf things calling themselves mutates jump on his back. He starts battling them off with the podium when they tackle him through the wall. Ghost Rider catches sight of this and swings past to pull Hercules up onto his skull cycle, where they ride off to find Angel, Iceman, Black Widow, and Venus running from the Harpies and Amazon. All switching enemies, they begin to gain the upper hand on their foes when Venus fully reveals herself and makes everyone pass out with the power of love. She's the actual, Roman god Venus?
Yes, a Roman god Venus. And Hercules is a Roman god too, but he's a Greek and a Roman god. He's both.
Oh, he's Hercules in both places, right?
And we're about to meet some people who are using their
They're
like
kind
a
of going back and forth.
Yeah, they're going back and forth. We'll see in a second.
Suddenly, the Roman god Pluto comes out of another hole in the air and demands that Hercules wed Hippolyta of the Amazons and Venus wed Ares, or he'll destroy the whole universe. To be continued.
Marry my friends or I'll blow up the universe.
So are you...
Yeah, buddy. What's up?
Okay. Hercules keeps referring to Venus as his cousin. Is that in any way true?
We've all known people who just call people their cousins.
I guess so, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, my cousin. And you're like, you can't have that many cousins that all, you know, go to the same school.
It's like a family friend.
Yeah.
That they just don't draw the distinction when.
But it might be true because, well, Venus was born. Is Venus the one that was born when Zeus jizzed into the ocean?
I don't know. This isn't what I'm angry about, by the way.
Okay, please.
What I am angry about is Matt.
Yes.
We went so long without having to hear anyone say the phrase, Holy Hannah. Page 1. Page 1 of issue 1 of the Champions is setting the tone for me here. This is not good news.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Venus is a combination, but she is sort of a counterpart to Aphrodite in Greek mythology, who is the one who was born when Zeus jizzed into the ocean.
Okay.
And Hercules is the half son of Zeus. So technically they might be half siblings.
They're half siblings.
But
because
maybe because they're
Hercules' mom is a human and Venus's mom is the ocean.
Right, but so Venus doesn't actually have a solid origin story in Roman mythology. So anyway, I don't know. They're cousins. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Why are they all there?
Why?
What is that? Why?
I told you.
Why?
Black Widow wants to be a Russian teacher.
Of course she would. She goes from being a super spy and a superhero.
Hercules is doing a lecture there. He was invited.
Okay, that's one I do believe. I don't believe that. We also didn't. I didn't put this in the recap because I didn't realize this guy would keep coming back. But it was Professor Richard Fenster.
Yeah.
Is he named in this issue? Yes, he is. So Professor Richard Fenster, who's like an old guy with white hair, which will be important, I guess.
And he's a lecture coordinator.
Okay, all right. So he's not a professor; he's a lecture coordinator.
Yeah, he doesn't actually get named as a professor at all.
And he also takes swipes at Roy Thomas.
Oh, does he?
In this, yeah. He calls him a scrawny, mop-haired New York writer who spends all his time writing about some bloodthirsty barbarian, and said that his lecture was boring. He came and lectured here, and it was bad.
That's great.
It's hard to imagine anyone would bring Hercules to lecture at their college, but it's not hard to believe Hercules would be like, yes, I will do it.
Yes, he's not a great person to invite to a party, but he'll show up at that party if you do.
Hard to imagine that Angel would enroll in college, but throughout the series, it seems like he straight up drops out.
Yeah, so Bobby has clearly had enough of college. He's ready to go. Warren seems to be doing fine with it, but then they never go back to college.
Well, Bobby does. So Bobby stays in LA after Champions, and he actually gets his degree in accounting.
Okay.
Angel seems to just stop going.
What does he need a college degree for? He's the richest man on earth.
What do you think of issue 1, Pat?
Rough. Here's the thing. I don't understand why.
Yeah, me neither.
Just
It's exceptional. It's exceptionally dumb. What I'll say is that it moves fast, which is nice.
that's true. It was over pretty quick.
I don't think that's the exact words I used, but yeah.
I do. So Don Heck gets
Your boy.
very tired of drawing Ghost Rider very quickly. So the first time we see him, it is this like detailed. It's not the best Ghost Rider drawing I've ever seen, but it's at least like the classic leather jacket, flaming skull, creepy looking dude.
Yeah.
And then by page like 3, he looks like an Undertale character. He's just he's just like this goofy, lanky skeleton that's got 2 white eyeballs in his skull.
I do not like Ghost Rider with eyeballs. Like, all right, in the first, when he first shows up, it's like glowing yellow eyeballs. But as it goes on, he just starts to have like real human round eyeballs.
Yeah.
I guess not in this, as I'm looking through, not really in this issue, but that's how it's going to happen. And I think so few people working on this book care about it, right?
Yeah, it's very clearly so.
I think I almost wonder if, as this is so stupid, as a protest, if Jenny Isabella's like, I wanted to write Bobby and Warren on the road having adventures, and it was gonna be fucking cool, and you made me do this. So okay, Black Widow's trying to be a Russian teacher.
Just let's ruin the reputations of these characters.
Right? Yeah. Let's just do the worst thing I can possibly
Blaze
think
is hanging out with the hippies on campus.
And granted, this is a time where Steve Gerber was doing shit like that, right? Like he was intentionally writing bad comics as jokes.
Yeah. But
and I guess Steve Englehart was too, as you've pointed out.
This is not Steve Gerber.
All right, I'm going to tell you about
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about Champions number 2, where it's probably going to get better. So Jenny Isabella was the writer. Don Heck, your boy, is the artist. John Tartaglione is the inker. Colorist Phil Reich. Letterer Irv Watanabe. Editor Marv Wolfman. Released September 16th, 1975. We open on back-to-back splash pages where everyone stands around and recaps the stakes of the first issue. Hercules throws a punch, but some magic prevents him from being able to hurt Pluto. Hercules is rendered unconscious and pulled through a portal by Pluto and the gang. Not Mickey and Goofy, but like...
I think it's Ares and Hippolyta, right?
Yeah. The rest of the champions want to help, but Greek gods will kill them without any effort. The only thing that the rest of the team can do is rescue him from the portal he's pulled through and cover that portal with ice to slow down the return of the gods. On the other side, though, Pluto announces that he doesn't need a portal. His new plan takes them through Olympus. He appears before Zeus, reminding him that Pluto formed an alliance with all the other Satans of the world. He talks about like the leaders of hell, right?
He's like, I got Satan, I got Lucifer, I got
Mephisto and Beelzebub and
it's just there's all these Satans in the Marvel universe.
There's so many Satans. All he wants is these royal marriages to go through to assure both sides that there's no animosity worth going to war over. Once Zeus agrees, Pluto privately reveals that this will actually allow him to attack Olympus.
Yeah.
Who could have thought all the leaders of hell together are planning to double-cross somebody?
Planning to double-cross God.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And God's like, all right, I think I can trust you.
Yeah, this makes sense. This squares.
It's also, I'm sorry, are they writing new Greek and Roman history right now? This is
remember, and once upon a time, Pluto gathered all the lords of hell from Christian mythology.
This is crazy. How audacious.
Yeah. Back on Earth, the champions have recovered just in time for Huntsman.
The Huntsman. Although the way he looks, he sounds like the Huntsman.
The Huntsman. The narrator
the Huntsman
literally
is here.
You never prepared for the Huntsman. He looks like alfalfa grown up.
He's got like a mushroom style bowl cut.
Yeah, he's like wearing a pink and purple costume. He's wearing like a Magneto costume without the helmet. He rides in on like a plume of fire, the way that Iceman rides on ice, only like it makes less fucking sense.
Yeah, because it's not solid.
Yeah. Again, the narrator calls him shrill. It's like
right.
his powers are he has a stick, and when he holds it and says a poem, he can like summon guys.
Not a good poem.
No. He's the worst. Is he the worst character we've ever met?
I mean, Blastar wasn't original to the X-Men, but he was pretty bad.
Yeah, he was bad. Well, I guess Huntsman's also not original to the X-Men.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then yeah. I'd put him at an easy number 2.
Okay.
But Blastar is still. I think Blastar is the low point of this podcast.
So, as Pat describes it, he's a weird little flying dork, but he's pretty powerful. And takes all the champions out with his opening blast. All the champions, that is, except Ghost Rider, whose satanic power protects him and blasts the Huntsman from the sky. Huntsman answers by summoning the Titan Menuetius. How would you say? Menoetius, who is represented here by a giant glowing Catman. He seems scary, but he slips on Bobby's ice and is taken out pretty easily. As a last-ditch effort, Huntsman creates an illusion that leads Ghost Rider to attack the whole rest of the team, mistaking them for Pluto and friends. Again, not like Mickey and the gang.
Yeah.
This gives Huntsman the opportunity to kidnap Hercules and Venus. And there's only one thing the champions can do now. Enter Olympus and fight the gods. To be continued.
Oh boy.
What? You didn't love this one? You didn't love that no one cares about this? That fucking Don Heck puts 3 splash pages in this issue because that's how little he cares about drawing this fucking comic.
There's so many problems. There's little editorial errors because nobody's paying attention. And there's so many splash pages. 2 of them are back to back, and they're just used to recap the plot of issue 1. It's clear that even though this comes out every 2 months, they are struggling to hit deadlines and have to start rushing through work to get this out the door.
It is wild. And it almost feels like a lot of times you get the sense, especially in these early days of Marvel, right, that team books were written as on like a formula. And there's a thing here where it's like, this is a brand new team. It's a brand new team, literally just met each other, right? And they're already speaking familiar. They're already speaking like they're a team, they're not going through any sort of thing that sets them up as getting to know each other. They're calling each other friend. They're calling each other. They're acting like old pals.
They didn't even have a discussion about becoming a team. They haven't even finished their first mission as a team.
Yeah.
And they're already referring to themselves as a team.
Yes.
They're like, this is great. This is the new team. And then from here on out, it turns out that Warren's whole motivation was to form a new team.
Yeah, he wanted to do this. It's like he planned this.
There's also, can we talk about how
he called Pluto and he was like,
"Hey, did you hear Hercules going to be doing a lecture at my school?
You know what would be a nice thing? You know who'd be nice for you to kidnap?"
Can we talk about Ghost Rider for a second? How much he sucks?
I'd
How
love
this
to.
is like the worst fucking period in his... Now, I don't read a ton of Ghost Rider. I've read
Yes.
my
We
share.
just talked about how we don't really know much about his origin.
I know that he made a deal
Even.
with the devil. I know that
Okay.
it took his...
Sucked.
It's...
Oh.
yeah, it sucked. It turned him into... the Ghost Rider who does vengeance, but I believe that the devil is his enemy, and he's
Okay.
vanquishing sinners.
Hates that guy.
Which is a general good for the world, right? But all of that aside, who gives a shit about it? Because right now, this is a form of Ghost Rider where Johnny Blaze just has Ghost Rider's powers. It's not ghost. It's not like this terrifying demon that is fulfilling some biblical mission. This is a man, a stunt man, who just has the power to shoot hellfire.
I want to say this. He mentions being a spirit of vengeance, and he mentions that like kind of needing to be one of his motivations. But then it doesn't. That never comes up again. He also, we learned something else about him is that he can only turn into Ghost Rider when there's danger.
When he senses danger, or when danger is near.
Senses, yes.
Like a spider sense.
Yeah,
he uses it like one where...
I don't know what that means, but sure.
At some point, he turns into the Ghost Rider, and he's like, oh, that must mean this guy is lying. So anyway, he does a couple of things here that are super annoying. Number one, somebody calls him Ghost Rider, and he says, hey, my friends call me Johnny Blaze. Please call me Johnny Blaze every time you speak to me.
Yeah.
The other thing is he gets illusioned or whatever and ends up attacking and knocking out Warren, Bobby, and Natasha.
Okay, yeah.
And he spends the next 15 issues wondering why everyone hates him.
Yeah.
Because you attacked everybody.
Yeah. And because he's a jerk, like throughout this whole series, as we'll see, he's just mean to everybody.
Yeah, he's got an attitude. He's
just nonstop angry and nonstop mean.
He's a diva. And that's... who wants to see Diva Ghost Rider?
There's another line that is just baffling, where I believe it's Iceman, who's like, to quote another leader that we recently had, let's go!
Oh, yeah.
Pat, Cyclops' number one catchphrase, let's go! Let's go!
Let's go, bub.
So, you're not quoting anybody when you say let's go. I guarantee you, whoever you're attributing it to didn't invent that.
Okay.
Quick.
Also, Pluto looks like Jack Nicholson crossed with Danny DeVito.
Yes, he does. He's got Jack Nicholson eyes and Danny DeVito everything else.
Yeah.
Just before we move on to the next issue, I want to do a little check-in on Warren. I think we should call this the Warren Commission.
Where'd you come up with such a clever name? The Warren Commission.
It's just
there's a ring to it.
It is. Yeah, it sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Issue 1 and issue 2. He's done literally nothing so far. He has not participated in these fights. Presumably is just flying around, surveying the scene. He talks a little bit. He puts up, he doesn't even put up his money yet. He does nothing. He's ineffective,
right,
in driving the plot forward or helping his team.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, hey Pat, I'm sure it's gonna get better.
Yeah. It must. That was only issue 2.
Okay, yeah, and we got to keep rolling through these motherfuckers.
That's right. We got a long session here. Let's move on to Champions number 3, Assault on Olympus.
I'd love to.
Plot, Jenny Isabella. Script, Bill Mantlo.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to be okay. Sorry.
Pencils George Tuska, inks Vince Colletta.
God damn it.
Letters Karen Mantlo, colors George Roussos, editor Marv Wolfman. Release date November 25th, 1975, cover date February 1976. The champions, minus Hercules, are chilling out at some beachside villa recapping last issue, while in Olympus, Zeus is getting mad about how helpless he is in this whole situation. Hercules, getting randomly poked by mutates with spears, finds out that his father signed a decree ordering the marriages and rages out. But Zeus stands firm. Meanwhile...
Wonder why he's doing that. Wonder why anybody's doing anything, I guess.
Yeah. There's... I think searching for motivation here is a fool's errand, man.
Like Zeus could just say, hey, I'm being blackmailed. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the champions remember that portal to Olympus that Iceman sealed with ice and dramatically burst through it.
They just suddenly remembered it, huh?
Yeah. They are racking their brains for half of this issue trying to figure out how they could possibly get into Olympus until somebody's like, oh yeah, what about the portal to Olympus?
Yeah.
They fight their way through the mutates who are now calling themselves mutants, and that dork, the Huntsman, to a podium where all the gods are just standing around still arguing about the wedding. Hercules is heartened that while Olympus has turned on him, the mortals have not. Angel beats the...
That's a nice little line. I liked that. I liked that moment. There's a moment that I liked.
Yeah, that was a sweet moment. Hercules was like, oh, I have friends.
Yeah. While the gods turned on me, these mortals, they're here. They're here to help me and save me. That's cool.
Angel, Warren Commission, Angel beats the ever-loving fuck out of Huntsman, and Hercules knocks Ares the fuck out with one punch, while Venus turns Hippolyta's sword into...
What the fuck is that, Pat?
It's an instrument of peace, Matt.
She calls it an instrument of peace? Not only... Okay, she calls it an instrument of peace. I have no idea what it is. It kind of looks like a wheelbarrow with a blade on it.
But it's huge. It's the size of her.
Yeah, it's giant, and it's got all. And even if it's a wheelbarrow, even if it is a wheelbarrow with a blade on it, it has random features that all still don't make any sense.
Yeah, it would prevent it from being an effective wheelbarrow. It's like an abstract sculpture.
And here's the other thing: if it is an instrument of peace, the only thing she does with it is drop it on somebody's head.
Well, I can still hurt somebody with this. It's great.
The thing about doves, the reason we use doves as our symbol of peace is because they attack people so well.
You can really fuck somebody up with these things.
You should see when a dove goes for your eye. Holy shit, man. Unbelievable.
Ghost Rider, then, I guess, is the first person to tell Zeus he thinks Pluto is lying and tricking him. And Zeus immediately calls off the wedding and banishes Pluto. Venus demands they forgive the bad guys, and the champions go home.
Okay.
The end.
There's so much we learn here. We know that Zeus hasn't even thought of the vague possibility that Pluto might be lying to him. And we know that because, again, the moment anybody says it to him, the moment one person says, oh, this guy might be lying to you, he calls off the whole thing. Pat, I have a question. Okay. Before we start riffing on this issue, I have a question about the contents of this issue. I have a question here. Do you think a creative team that just keeps constantly changing every single issue, do you think that's a good sign?
I'm trying to remember if that was a good sign for the X-Men in 1968.
Do you think the fact that not two issues in a row have had the exact same creative team on them, do you think that's a good thing?
It's probably what they're probably doing is saying, let's make sure we get all the best people. Our our Bill Mantlos, our Don Hex, and let's put them on there.
Our Vinnie Colettas.
Yeah.
Not just the people who legitimately are famous for doing this stuff the fastest.
It's going to get so much worse. There's
typos in this thing. Like, even the editors aren't. At one point, somebody says memes and it says memes, which was funny.
MEAMS.
Memes.
Even the letterer doesn't care. That's not like a mistyped keystroke. They are writing that with their hand.
Oh my god. This issue opens on like a beach scene. We're never told where these people are.
How
like,
they
obviously,
get to a beach.
Obviously they're in LA, right? That's fine with me, right? What house is this?
Yeah, they're at a beach house, presumably Warren's beach house.
Presumably, but we don't know.
No.
And Black Widow is sitting there talking shit on Iceman for, she says, taking his defeats in stride. Like, oh, he's being too cavalier about this. She's sitting there in a bikini, drinking a cocktail.
They're kicking back.
Talking to shirtless Warren Worthington, and she's like, I don't know, I think your friend isn't taking this seriously enough.
Yeah, the last time we saw them, because that's the very beginning of the issue. The last time we saw them at the end of issue 2, they're like, all right, I guess it's time for us to storm Mount Olympus. And then I guess they were like, all right, first thing we should do is come up with a plan. I have this really nice beach house.
Yeah. So there is a line here that drove me absolutely crazy. This happens sometimes, and I know this is fucking pedantic.
Pedantic, yeah, sure.
But it drives me absolutely insane when somebody fills in something or yada 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 or blah 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 or etc. for a word or a phrase that is shorter than the fill-in. And here, somebody says, "Your wish is my etc." Etc's longer word than command.
Yeah,
it takes longer to say etc. than it says to say command.
That's so annoying.
It's again, I know that's pedantic, but it's such a pet peeve that I have.
It's also, I mean, if you want to get pedantic, he just says etc. according to his word. You can't say
that.
Etz. Your wish is my etz.
Yeah, you can't say it. You can't say it.
That's a pet peeve of mine. In a quote, it needs to be spelled out.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's like, this is what they said. It has to be what they said. Listen, Pat.
No.
Okay.
But you can listen to me, Bobby.
No, I won't. Oh, wait, you have something more else
I do really have
to
something to say. Yeah.
Okay, I apologize about it.
Bobby has lost his damn mind. We're only 3 issues in, and number one, he tells everybody that he's in love with Lorna Dane. It has been years.
Yeah, she's been with another guy for so long.
The last time you spoke with her, outside of maybe the occasional dark era one-off comic, was her very clearly being like, Bobby, please, we've never been in a relationship.
I've never been into you like that.
Yeah, he's still on about it.
This will happen to him like 2 more times in these 2 episodes.
The other thing, for as long as it takes for them to remember that there's a portal to Olympus open, Bobby's covered it in ice, right? And so they're trying to explain the plan. Everybody's on board with this plan, and they're trying to explain it to him. And they say, we remember that portal? And he's like, yeah, the one that I covered in ice. Okay. And they're like, well, if the ice wasn't there, that's a portal to Olympus. And he's like, okay, big deal. There's a portal covered in ice that can get us to Olympus. What are you guys on about?
Do you want a fucking prize? What?
What's your point? Fucking Hercules has to spell it out for him.
And Hercules, we should mention, because we're not covering a lot of the dialogue here. Hercules is the dumb guy of the team.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot because they're all so dumb.
Also, nobody on this staff knows how to write old-timey English.
Yeah, he's jumping between Shakespearean and like modern academic speak and nonsense words that I don't think have ever been used in any language.
Yeah, he does that thing, and this is another pet peeve where he's using like thou and dost, but not in the right places. Like he's replacing the wrong tense. It drives me nuts. And while we're on pet peeves, this is my last one. We get a narrator.
Can't be your last one.
We get a narrator for this comic 2/3 of the way through. There is no narrator until we only have about 1/3 of the comic left. We're transitioning into the third act, and suddenly someone needs to explain what's going on.
I honestly didn't even notice.
Drives me insane.
That is wild. Where did this voice come from? It's just like, there's a voice in my head.
Who are you?
Get out of here. Oh, shit.
Right,
okay.
That's enough.
Pat.
Let's get on to another, garbage writer and some bunch of junk, whatever is coming in number 4.
Okay. Well, this one's written by Chris Claremont.
What?
But before I tell you about this one, Pat, actually, everybody get to your cards and you can mark down 1027. My pizza's here.
Whoa. Don't leave your mic on. We're going to hear.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Talk to him as loudly as he can. Huh.
All right.
Now,
He's
Matt,
got the pizza, folks. Yeah.
Did you talk to the delivery guy at all, or did you just have him leave it on your door?
Had to leave him. I had him leave it. Why do you think I should have invited him in and been like, "Hey, we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Do you like the X-Men?"
Perfect opportunity.
To promote the show.
You should have at least gave him a flyer.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Rude.
It's literally, legitimately rude of me.
Okay. Well, that was really fast. That was the one surprise we had planned for this episode, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all downhill from here. And if this is started at the bottom of a hill, then I'm, even more sorry.
All right. Let's get to it, Matt.
I'd love to. I've been trying to.
Well, you don't let me stop you.
Chris Claremont is the guest writer, they say. George Tuska is the artist. Vinnie Colletta is the inkerer. I Watanabe is the letterer. P. Roche is the colorist. Marv Wolfman is the editor. It was released on December 23rd, 1975. It's Champions number 4, Murder at Malibu.
Whoa.
What do you think of that?
There's going to be a murder in Malibu.
Hercules and Black Widow are enjoying a nice walk along the beach, minding their own damn business, when they're attacked by a shadowy figure. He's fast, strong, and survives blows that would kill a normal man. They beat him up only to discover that he's actually a scared old man named Billy, who doesn't even understand where he is.
Ooh.
Before they can figure out what's going on, though, they're accosted by a small army of men in scuba suits and laser guns. Pat, I just need to stop here.
Yeah.
And just tell you, I don't remember this.
You don't remember reading this?
No, I did, because I took notes on it here.
And this is what happened.
I read all of it. I don't remember any of this.
Well, keep on reading, Matt. Let's see if it rings up any memories.
Okay, before they figure out what's going on, they're accosted by a small army of men in scuba suits with laser guns. Billy is in their charge, and they'll be taking it from here. They shoot Widow and Herc, and next we see they're both restrained at San Marino State Hospital.
Ooh.
Dr. Edward Lansing introduces himself as a visionary madman and brags about his efforts to recreate the super soldier serum. His experiments have been a physical success, but every subject has been unable to handle the mental strain. Just before we cut back to Champions HQ, Lansing lets Hercules and... Why is there an HQ now?
They, it's just the beach house.
Okay, just before we cut back to Champions HQ, Lansing lets Hercules and Black Widow know he'll be reprogramming them to see the rest of their team as enemies. Champions HQ, Ivan, Bobby, and Warren all talk about how Hercules and Widow have been gone for a while, but they're probably okay. Just then, Hercules and Widow burst through the wall, demanding that all within these walls must die.
Uh-oh.
They've been turned evil and brought some of these failed prototype super soldiers with them. We see Dr. Lansing outside laughing as he controls their thoughts with his mechanical control box.
Just a little
good.
This is ridiculous. Yeah. He is commanding 5 people with what looks like a mixer, a microphone mixer. It is his. He's got a bunch of knobs on it, and as he turns them, they make different moves.
So, good thing Johnny Blaze is returning from wherever the hell he's been.
Finally.
He sees all the chaos and jumps right into action, but it's not really a big help. We only see the fight turn when Natasha, fighting Ivan, sarcastically refers to him as my friend. I remember this moment. Wait. Friend? She says in a moment of clarity. All somebody has to say to break this spell is the word friend.
She's the one that says it.
She got no says, how does she even know the word if she doesn't? Yeah.
She's like, today is not your day, my friend. Wait. Friend?
This breaks her conditioning. She immediately finds Lansing, who shoots at her with a shotgun he calls a neural disruptor.
It's just a shotgun.
I guess that would disrupt your neurons, getting shot with a shotgun.
Yeah.
She dances around the blasts, knocks him down, and destroys his control box. Without it, he no longer has control over his super soldiers, who are happy to do the rest of the work.
Ooh.
Somewhere along the line, one of the super soldier experiments died on the beach, which is the murder the title refers to. Sorry, I laughed too much. Which is the murder the title refers to.
That's maybe the part I'm maddest about. They get through the entire issue. Nobody gets murdered, and they're like, oh shit, we called this Murder at Malibu. I guess one of these guys died.
Yeah, okay, that guy's dead. I honestly, Pat, I do not remember this. I don't remember, like, at all. I remember the scene of them walking along the beach. I remember the friend thing. I remember this guy's dopey face. He's got, like, 2 massive bucked teeth.
It's pretty forgettable. And even for a Claremont piece, and it is without a doubt Chris Claremont. He says, time, part of it in darkness, the rest shrouded in gray, fog-like images as elusive as wood sprites. That does not belong in this comic book.
No, come on, man.
There's no other phrase like that the rest of this reading.
Grow up.
But the narrator, who's fairly consistent this time, is now at least acknowledging that they are a team and that team is called the Champions.
Where did they decide that? That drives, just like in the first issue, that's driving me fucking crazy here. It's just like all of a sudden, oh, they're a team, they have a name. You have to sit down and talk about this. Me and you weren't just suddenly, like, we weren't just talking one day and like microphones happened to like appear in front of our faces and we had an Instagram page and we were just like, oh, I guess we're a podcast now. And that didn't happen. And we already knew each other and had worked together before.
And look, the last time you're going to catch either of us is on a college campus.
I took a couple notes here, but Since I don't remember this, I'm reacting along with you guys, the reader, and just kind of also reading some notes I took in the past that I don't remember. This is like a comic. This plot is like something that we would have read in the 1960s. Right?
Earlier,
No,
even
before that. Yeah, no, this is like a Batman. Like this is like a Bob Kane, Bill Finger Batman story, right?
Yes. It's just some
This is
strange, nerdy, old mad professor.
Yeah, it was like, I've captured you, and I'm turning you against your friends.
And
Like,
he's got a little box with knobs and switches that does all his villainy for him.
Yeah. I mean, like, literally, that's the plot of so many early Batman comics. The other thing is that there's a moment early on where the super soldiers. Hold on. No, Billy comes out of the ocean, and they're like, they've just fought him. They know he's super fast. They know he's super strong. And yet, when the scuba suit guys come out, they're like, find it hard to believe they would need 6 men to bring this old guy in. You just fought him. He just fought the god Hercules.
Demigod, but...
Well, okay, fine.
And yeah, punched him out.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Although, imagine you're Dr. Lansing in this situation, and one of your super soldiers gets loose. Happens a lot. You can probably cover it up. Except this time, they ran into a super team. He's probably like, oh, what are the odds?
Damn it! The one thing I told Margaret I didn't want to happen today. She told me I should be prepared, and I said, no, there's no way. And now I'm going to have to go home and eat crow. Also, it's been a couple issues now. I think it's time we talk about why does Angel wear this costume? What is this costume?
Oh, yeah. He wants to show off his chest.
Will you describe it to the people?
So it's sort of like like if you imagine someone playing Peter Pan, but it's the costume is red and yellow and he's got wings.
It's red and yellow. It's got a big open V-neck and he's got a headband on.
It's wild.
It's like a
I support
bright red headband.
It's
okay.
Yeah, it's very
right. You like it?
Very colorful. I think it fits his character pretty well because it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks like he's dressed for some kind of school play.
You know how, like, there's a level of rich people get where they just believe anything that they wear is fashion. And you see them with these, like, ridiculously loud shirts. This feels like that.
Yeah. I mean, I believe you that that's true. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I've experienced that, but I absolutely believe that's a thing.
Oh man, go to brunch on the main line someday.
All right, I'm ready to hear you talk about Champions number 5 while I eat my pizza.
Yeah, you start dining. Let me know when you're done tapping on your microphone cord, and I'll get started.
Sorry.
Champions number 5. The economy is so bad that. Back to thrill Marveldom anew. Jenny Isabella, writer, Don Heck, and John Tartag, artists. I'm guessing that's John Tartaglione. Jay Costanza, letterer. Jay Cohen, colorist. Marv Wolfman, editor. Release date January 20th, 1976. Cover date April 1976. We open on Angel and Iceman talking to Warren's lawyer and finding out that with both his parents dead, he's super mega fucking rich. His parents are dead?
Yeah, okay, Pat. I fucked up a little bit here. There was a backup issue in Khazar that was like an Angel story, and I was like, I think we could skip this one early on.
Okay.
In it, Warren Worthington's dad dies.
That's insane. Why would you
He's
put
killed
that
by a
back of a Khazar issue?
He's killed by a supervillain named the Dazzler.
Dazzler?
And then Warren he becomes like the avenging angel again. He like goes on a vengeance mission against the Dazzler. Not Dazzler. The Dazzler. Different guy.
And so his mom doesn't die in that one. She just
No,
has
his
died.
mom dies off panel.
Okay.
His mom is just dead. And it's not like we even see him be like, yeah, and my mom just passed. It's literally just like.
Cut to the will reading.
Yeah, exactly. And him being so stoked that his parents are dead.
Well, across town, a dude named Stuart Clark, who looks exactly like Charles Bronson, is yelling at his lawyer for insisting he declare bankruptcy. His tech company, Clark Futuristics, has completely run out of money due to the recession, and he's super mad.
Okay.
Meanwhile, that professor who brought Hercules into UCLA for a lecture has been fired, and he has to tell Hercules and Black Widow, who, by the way, are hanging out on the football field while Hercules beats up the football team,
Yeah.
that they've been fired too. Angel kidnaps the professor, whose name is Dick Fenster, I guess, and forces him to become the champion's business manager.
When I wrote that, I had not made the connection.
Yes, this is the same guy that booked Hercules for a lecture. And Warren kidnaps him, like picks him up off the ground and
he's like, "You're our business manager."
And he doesn't even just say, "You're our business man." He's like, "Looks like show's over for you, pal. You have to be our business owner or business manager now."
Yeah, absolutely bonkers.
Stuart Clark
Also,
yeah.
Yes, sorry, one more thing. He's got blonde hair now. He like dyed his hair in between issues.
They de-aged him. Stuart Clark stomps his way across town to his lab, where he made a worse version of Iron Man's armor. It's largely an exoskeleton over some skin-tight red and yellow suit with a yellow half helmet and goggles.
Remember when we met the ogre? And you were like, he's like Iron Man, only the lower half of his face is exposed.
Yes.
So somebody can punch him in the jaw. That is this again.
They fixed this in later issues, but the early version has his throat fully exposed too. Just give him one swift punch to the Adam's apple. He's done. He puts the suit on and flies off to a bank and starts robbing it by throwing some folks around and ripping out the vault. Angel has convinced all the champions to formally join a team, finally, but Iceman has doubts, so he takes a brooding walk. When he sees the robbery taking place, he intervenes, but is getting his ass kicked when the rest of the champions suddenly show up and start beating this guy up. He gets the upper hand, however, swatting Angel unconscious like a fly, of course, cracking Ivan in the head, and threatening to literally punch through Angel's skull if the champions don't back down. To be continued. Matt, what's a recession?
I don't know.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad, and it's like there's less money around for everybody.
No, this was the thick of the oil crisis, right? This is when people had to ration the fuel in their cars, and like you had specific days where you were allowed to go to the gas station based on your last name.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that. So, I mean, this is a recession that happened from 1973 to 1975. That's what it's called, the 1903 to 1975 recession.
Okay.
And that was the oil crisis and Vietnam and I guess, just like Richard Nixon being himself.
Yeah,
are like the three main causes of this. And it was the longest and deepest recession until 2007's.
Hey, we beat him.
We got him. We got him, folks.
Good job, everybody.
Best generation.
Just so many stupid things.
This was the most exciting issue.
Sure.
Like the most fun issue so far. But it was just mind-numbingly stupid.
Okay. Point number one.
Yes, please.
Don Heck's Iceman, this time around, because this isn't the first time he's drawn Iceman, but this time around has big old pouty lips. He looks like he's gonna kiss somebody all the time.
How'd he forget to draw? He drew Iceman for so long. How'd he forget how? He was just like, what's this guy go like? He's also like, not just the big pouty lips, it's also like, he's so blocky. He's so much blockier than anybody's ever drawn Iceman.
He is. He's got so many angles, so many sharp angles.
He also draws Angel with a huge bulge in his pants.
Which is,
it's like massive.
Every artist we've seen so far works some things out when they're drawing Warren, it seems like. Right? George Tuska is drawing him extremely sculpted. Half the time he's half nude.
It's the sort of thing when their wives walk into the room when they're drawing Warren. They're like, nothing!
This is work!
I'm working!
You'd find this all boring. Stuart Clark pushes his lawyer. You can't do that. You can't push lawyers.
You're not allowed to kidnap a lecture coordinator from school and force them to be your business manager.
Yeah. What does he know about business management?
He doesn't know. Yeah, no.
The rest of his appearances, we just have to remember he's doing it under duress.
He's a hostage. His name's Dick Fenster.
They keep calling him Dickie Boy. The next issue, I also had this problem where I didn't recognize the name Dick Fenster until like issue 7, and through all of it they're calling him Dickie Boy, and I'm going, who is this guy? Who's Dickie Boy?
Who's Dickie? Like, that's his name. First name Dickie, last name Boy. Black Widow gives a speech early on in this issue where she's kind of like psychoanalyzing the whole team, and it's kind of good. Like, in these issues that are so poorly done, she like really starts breaking down. She's like, Angel and Iceman, I don't believe they were truly comfortable in the X-Men because like a group based around identity basically didn't allow for them to be individuals. Johnny Blaze belongs to a West that doesn't exist anymore. And Hercules, what could it be like to belong nowhere? In Olympus, he's a man among gods. On Earth, he's a god among men. And that's like a fairly good speech, at least compared to the rest of the writing we've seen.
It's comforting to know that Jenny Isabella has a good grasp on the characters she's working with here. Because we have not seen another sign of that.
Well, to be fair, Bill Mantlo scripted one issue and Chris Claremont wrote one issue.
Yeah.
So Jenny Isabella has only scripted 2 issues of this, and we had a feeling that she was angry when she was writing them.
Right.
Like, she was writing them as a protest.
1 out of 2 of them is also the best issue of this comic that we've read so far, so I think we gotta...
Yeah. It appears as if she's like starting to find a reason for this comic, even though this comic doesn't really... It never feels like it has a reason to exist.
Few more notes. Number 1, I think this is your note, Matt, but Iceman and Angel go to a business meeting in costume. Bobby, you don't have to ice up to meet your lawyer.
It makes a little sense with Iceman because he's got a secret identity. Although he could have just been, oh, this is my friend.
This is my friend Bobby. This is I work with him.
But Angel is like a business owner.
Yeah.
Like, the boss keeps coming to work dressed like he's in a 5th grade play.
Like an angel. Like he thinks he's an angel. Warren also, this drove me nuts. He says, "We've got power, mister, and that equals heavy responsibility in my book." You prick. That is not yours.
That's AI stealing
Spider-Man's core value.
It's hard to remember because Iceman's been out of the show for a while, but I think this is our 4th Iceman Cometh.
Number 4, yeah. He says, I guess it's time for the Iceman to cometh once again.
Ew.
It's a little gross the way you phrase it like that. And then Warren Commission, he tries to punch this costumed man in the helmet, the back of the helmet. It's unsuccessful, and he gets knocked unconscious and held hostage.
Gets knocked out right away. Again.
Not having a great run. 5, so that's 10 months. That's for about 10 months. We haven't seen him do anything. But maybe we will.
In Champions number 6, Mad Dogs and Businessmen.
Ooh.
Jenny Isabella, author. George Tuska and Vinnie Colletta are artists. They're artists who worked on this book, in fact. Irv Watanabe is the letterer, Petra Goldberg is the colorist, and Marv Wolfman is the editor.
Hey, Matt,
Release date. Yeah.
is it a good sign when your inker gets the artist credit because he did so much work? Especially when it's Vince Colletta, who we know just puts big old black blocks over things.
I guess we'll find out. Release date, March 16th, 1976. Rampage! That was what the guy from last issue was called. He doesn't name himself Rampage. The news names him Rampage.
Yeah. It begs a lot of questions that I don't know why we're asking in this comic. Right? Why?
Right, this is the one time I would have been perfectly fine with somebody saying, and my name now is
Rampage.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect. It would be perfect. Rampage is still screaming about how he will put his fist through Angel's skull. After a brief spat among the champions about what to do, do we let him put his fist through Angel's skull? As one of us in his will?
What options do you have here? Yeah.
They decide to pretend to give up and slowly walk away. The old pretend to walk away trick.
Guess you got us.
As soon as Rampage drops his guard, though, Bobby turns around and super freezes him. Much colder than before.
Much colder than before.
Just so much colder than before. They all fight. Ivan gets hurt pretty badly, but everyone else is okay.
They let the human get hurt.
Rampage, fairly damaged, runs away while the medics show up and Black Widow yells at a doctor. They take a few minutes to cool off and regroup, then determine that the team needs a leader to survive attacks like that in the future. Black Widow is the unanimous choice.
That was easy.
The news picks up the Rampage story, and Clark's old lawyer, Amos Crawley, I guess his name is, recognizes the suit. He immediately calls the police, who show up at Clark's front door. Clark pops out in his Rampage suit, now with a jetpack, and bowls over the police.
See, this is why you shouldn't push your lawyer.
He reflects on the destruction he's causing as he zooms through the city. This was all only supposed to be a bank robbery. Just as he's starting to convince the police to leave him alone, though, the champions show up to beat him senseless. Warren even gets in on the action, clubbing him in the head with a Hephaestus-made mace. I didn't realize this is just Hercules' golden mace.
Because
like
he doesn't
Hercules
use it.
just has this sometimes. I guess this is just a thing Hercules has sometimes. But he let Angel borrow it.
And he knocks somebody in the head with it.
The fight is mostly just somebody who's trying to give up.
Same spot that he punched him unsuccessfully, too.
The fight is mostly just the champions hitting him over and over until Rampage, having lost all hope, tries to blow himself up. He and everyone else all survive thanks to Bobby's quick ice thinking. Amos Crawley watches on, realizing that Clark never actually removed his power of attorney, and Amos Crawley, will be selling the company. The end. There's an interesting concept here. Like, as much as this is stupid, this is the best issue. I think not only just so far, but like in this whole thing. And there's an interesting concept. First, that it's a villain who realizes immediately, is like, I'm in over my head. This was stupid. I give up. I'm giving up. I'm not going to be a villain anymore. And then is like immediately drawn back into it. And that's kind of also a parable about life in financial hardship or life in poverty, right? The way that one bad decision can lead to another, can lead to another, and then you're sort of trapped in a system that won't let you escape. Even if you decide, I'm done with these bad decisions, I realized what was bad about this and I want to be better, you're just trapped and you can't get out, right? Angel will come hit you with a mace.
Right. No matter what you do, the worst team of superheroes will come through.
Right, the richest man on Earth will come bash you in the head with a mace made by gods.
Sorry, poor.
And that the real villain here was the attorney who, like, he was just hoping to make a profit and was like, yeah, he's not going to get away this easily.
Yeah, it was all vengeance based, and then he turns around and makes a quick dollar off of it, which
Yeah.
I'll give them the credit here. They actually tack that onto the end pretty tactfully. I think it's a nice little 3-panel sequence to end the entire arc, where it's just
I agree.
like, oh, and the lawyer makes money, he gets his.
I think this is a competent story, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard coming from Chris Claremont's X-Men, where things are so advanced and sort of going backwards to this style of comics that we haven't been reading for the past, whatever, 10 episodes of this podcast or whatever. But as far as that kind of comic goes, this is a really competent story, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely we're moving in the right direction, and right compared to Chris Claremont's X-Men running simultaneously, this is how you can do something effective without being overcomplicated. Right, still a very simple story, some pretty simple motivations, but you can still make interesting choices. You can still keep things simple and pop comics, and also tell a good story.
Yeah, if you're still doing these plot-based Marvel style stories rather than the character-based stories that Chris Claremont is starting to introduce into this world. Right. But of course there's stupid stuff like Hercules making an entire Shakespearean speech while a car is flying at him.
Yeah.
Like in the time that a car is flying through the air towards him.
My last thought here, I know we mentioned it up top, but Vince Colletta getting an artist credit for literally just inking over background details.
This happens too.
There's so many places you can see it in this issue where it's just like, okay, that was the city skyline and now it's just black.
Yes, there were humans there and now they're just black. There was somebody drew a car and he just, like, a car that isn't even in the background, like a car in the foreground that is part of the action, and he just colors he just inks the whole thing in black. He's like,
blobby silhouette.
I don't want to draw these fucking lines.
It's, well, as much as we make fun of it, it is, Vince Colletta is the guy you go to when things aren't meeting deadline because you can't get your creative staff together, because it doesn't take very long to just smear ink all over a page.
Absolutely. And like, this is well documented that this is what he did. This isn't just something that me and Pat are looking at and being like, I bet that's what's happening. Yeah, like this isn't a personal this is a vendetta thing that artists complained about at the time.
That's all I want to say about this issue, Matt. It was fine. Maybe the peak.
Like you said, this is moving in the right direction. So look, as long as nothing happens to disturb this creative team and their momentum in the future, I think, this is going to just get better and better.
Yeah. As long as we stick with, consistent writers, consistent artists, a consistent editor, I think we'll be fine. It seems like they're finally figuring it out. Let's move on to Champions number 7, the man who created the Black Widow. And here we go. Tony Isabella writer, George Tuska artist.
Okay.
Vince Colletta inker, K. Mantlo letterer, Phil Raish colorist, M. Wolfman editor. Okay. You saw it
pretty close to the same team. Yeah.
Release date, May 18th, 1976. Cover date, August 1976. The champs are chilling in their office with a de-aged Dick Fenster when a weird device flies through the window and bops around for 3 pages until they catch it. Outside on a roof, a mean man who also looks like Charles Bronson watches them on a little TV. Johnny Blaze and Warren are at the hospital trying to get their lawyer to represent the other Charles Bronson, Stuart Clark. He declines. It seems like a major conflict of interest. So probably smart that Stuart Clark declines. So Johnny Blaze turns into Ghost Rider to bully him.
Yeah. He's like, hey, he said no. He said he doesn't want you to be his lawyer.
Hire this lawyer.
I'll take care of it.
These are mafia tactics.
Yeah, that's true.
But as he's in the hospital room, he sees the Griffin.
Hold on.
Remember that guy?
Oh yeah, from he was the Beast's enemy.
That's right. In Amazing Tales, where Beast turns into Blue Furry Beast. I believe
yeah.
is the world's introduction to the Griffin, right?
That was, and then he was in like one other issue of comics before this. I just realized, how the fuck does Johnny Blaze turn into Ghost Rider if he can only do it when there's a threat around and like has specifically told us that? What's the threat here?
Yeah,
that a guy won't get a lawyer?
He's just going in to intimidate.
Yeah.
He's lying about his powers is the only conclusion I can come to. But he sees the Griffin and a tall blonde lady named Darkstar seemingly kidnapping him.
Darkstar! This is Darkstar's first appearance.
This is Darkstar's first appearance?
Yes, this is Darkstar's first appearance.
That blows my mind for a couple reasons. Number one, I haven't read much Darkstar, but I know she's an important character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean, like, third tier, but yeah.
To introduce her in The Champion seems underwhelming, I guess. The other reason this shocks me is at no point does anybody say, this is Darkstar.
This is like everyone knows her already.
Introduces her. She's just there, and everybody's calling her by her name. Even the heroes are like, "Oh, it's Darkstar."
Oh, hey Darkstar.
Hey, Darkstar. Angel, reverting to his old ways, rips his shirt off and throws a gas bomb at them, thinking he's saving Clark. He's got his gas bombs back.
He's like, I took this from a nurse.
This was the peak for me.
Him using
gas bombs again. Just fly in and drop in little ping pong balls filled with knockout gas on people.
Oh my goodness.
So he thinks he's saving Clark by doing this, but Clark suddenly has a glove from his rampage armor and socks Angel in the stomach. Darkstar uses dark energy, like Green Lantern, to ensnare Warren and create a rad obstacle course for Ghost Rider's motorcycle, which he fucks up and it explodes. The bad guys escape.
No.
Back at HQ, another new bad guy has snuck into the building. This is the guy that's just hiding behind a filing cabinet in their office, right?
Yeah. How many bad guys are all like there's so many conspiracies happening here all at once?
It's just some other bad. So there's another bad guy. He's hiding, but he's just about to create a distraction when Fenster spots a kid running down the hallway. So Hercules rips out a wall, and he and Iceman heroically attack the child. The child cries into Hercules' chest. We absolutely never follow up on this ever, and it allows the other intruder to escape, who tells us he's Ivan's son, and he's out for revenge.
Who is this kid, Pat?
Was this supposed to be the distraction?
No,
or they just had a child trying to break into their office.
Yeah. So there are 3 people spying on the champions all at once. The guy across the street that looks like Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
The guy behind the filing cabinet who's Ivan's son.
Looks a little like Charles Bronson.
And a little child who just happened to be somewhere in their office. And then is like, I heard you're the superhero for the common man, and I'm common, and I need your help.
Okay, let's talk about another thing that's bothering the shit out of me.
Yeah.
When did they become the hero for the common man? A Roman god.
Yeah.
And a man who is down on his luck financially.
And here's what they are. The richest man of all time, seemingly.
Yeah.
A Greek god.
Demigod.
A Russian super spy. A celebrity stunt man.
And Bobby Drake.
And Bobby Drake. Okay, let's say he's a mutant, and the common man also hates mutants.
That's fair.
At this time. So you could not be further from the heroes of the common man at this moment.
Yeah. And then you Chase a child down the hallway.
And the child's like, please help me. And you never do. And you never do.
They're in their new HQ, which is a skyscraper that Warren bought and had built.
He's the hero for the common man.
What's the kid doing
Also,
there?
that child is getting away. I must rip a fucking wall. The other thing I want to say, we passed it a little bit ago, but we also just took a sneaky break, so it's a good time to talk about
Matt?
It appears as if Warren Worthington has been listening to the Mutant Menace podcast.
Ooh, he's one of the 12?
Because he says... Because when he quote unquote saves Mr. Clark after he throws the gas bomb, he's like, I probably disappointed Griffin by not going in there slugging, but Warren Worthington has grown up a lot during these past few months.
Has he?
No, he does. He hasn't. We'll find out. He hasn't. He basically just keeps doing the same shit. But he's at least trying to listen to old Matt and Pat's advice.
Okay. Getting back to the story, Ivan, remember that guy?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
for me and you, we haven't talked about him in 10 minutes, but for the audience, they heard about him a minute ago.
He is, I'm glad he's on the team, and he might be my favorite member, even though he's not officially a champion.
Yeah, he's just a guy with a mustache who punches people.
And it works.
Sometimes is there and punches a lot.
And he wins every time.
Yeah. Well, the Greek god loses fights constantly. Ivan wins them.
That's right. Ivan, meanwhile, breaks into the device from the beginning of the issue and finds a black pearl, which means something to him and Widow.
Okay.
The device starts talking to them and taunting them, and Widow sees it's the mean man on the roof from earlier, and he
not the mean man that was hidden behind the filing cabinet.
The other, a different
but the
mean man
that was on the mean man that was on the roof.
This one looks like Charles Bronson with a pencil mustache.
Yes. Well, the guy behind the filing cabinet looks like Charles Bronson with long hair.
Right, like a young Charles Bronson.
And Stuart Clark just looks like Charles Bronson, normal.
This is an older Charles Bronson. So she sees the mean man on the roof from earlier, and she leaps out the window, disarms him, and it turns out it's her old teacher, Bruskin. Black Pearl was his nickname for her, and he's here to warn her about something. But before he can, he's shot by the Titanium Man.
So I know
Titanium Man.
I know the Iron Man.
Iron Man. I know the Cobalt Man.
Mm-hmm. This one's got titanium, huh?
Who's the Titanium Man?
Who's the Titanium Man, Pat?
I don't know. This one gave me.
This one's got me stumped. This one's got me stumped. I could figure out Cobalt Man, but Titanium Man?
What do you think he's packing?
I'm plumb stumped. It feels like they're trying to build a Champions Rogues gallery. Is that how you feel here?
It does.
Right?
Yeah, they're like, who are the villains that nobody else really wants to use anymore?
And they're like, Griffin. Nobody likes Griffin.
That guy hates his job. Titanium
Man, I guess. And then I guess we'll just have to make some up. Yeah. Rampage and Darkstar. I kind of like Darkstar, to be honest. But
you like Darkstar.
I kind of like Rampage. I kind of like them both.
They're definitely filling gaps, right? They're not the point of the stories that they're in.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Griffin. I think he fucking sucks. And the other characters in this comic book think he sucks. Like, the other villains are like, this guy sucks.
I think Griffin's funny because the last time we saw him, he was like, this sucks. I wish you guys never turned me into the Griffin.
And now he's just like, I love murder.
Yeah, he's a murderer. He's also like the odd man out in this group. He's the well, we'll get there.
He's the only non-Russian. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanium Man, the only thing I'll say about him, the only things I know about him, he's a Russian superhero, but an American supervillain. And he's mostly like an Iron Man villain.
Interesting. That's the wrong word for it. This, I will say, this issue was annoying me up until like the last quarter of it, where we do get that Black Widow drama unfolding, and they got me with the twist. I thought Mustache Charles Bronson was a villain that we were gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm actually here to issue a warning, and then gets shot in the back.
Right. And the action sequence where she sees the pearl, hears the message, looks across the street, and then just without a second's thought leaps out the window.
Yeah.
Is really cool.
You can feel how fast it is just with the way the paneling's pieced out. It's really cool.
I mean, then she gets there and she's sneaking around, and there's one of those like film noir guy with a gun in shadow behind her. It's the shadow on the wall of him at an angle. Oh man, fucking and then he sticks the gun to her head. She's not bothered. She just starts doing some chops, disarms him, and he's like, haha, you've done good. Like, it's so good. It's good. It's legitimately good.
It is. It's a good sequence. About 3 or 4 pages of these 7 issues.
All right, Pat, I want to keep rolling.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Champions number 8, Divide and Conquer.
Ooh.
Written by, as always,
shit.
It's Bill Mantlo. Okay.
Why?
All right. Well, Jenny Isabella left Marvel for 7 years because they didn't let her make Ghost Rider a Christian. This is the thing. Like, I agree with her that it sucks to do that, right? That it sucks to take a creative person's work and change it. But also,
between
if you're
being given it and publishing it, making your own editorial decisions.
Agreed. Yes, absolutely. I think that sucks. And I think editors are there to make suggestions. I mean, they should be.
They're there to rein you in, but not limit you.
And in a real creative enterprise, not like Marvel or whatever, that's more of a brand enterprise where creativity can happen. An editor is, again, there to make suggestions, not to change your work, not to force you into decisions. But we understand, reading comic books, editors are a little more tyrannical. So in this scenario, though, I think had they done this the right way, they were correct. I don't think I don't think that was a great direction for Ghost Rider, the Demon Man, the Demon Motorcycle Man to
literal friends with Jesus Christ.
Not one of Jenny Isabella's best ideas, I'll say. But I understand why she quit. So, written by Bill Mantlo.
Oh boy. Artist?
Penciled by Bob Hall. Who's that?
Ooh, Bob Hall, Matt. He's actually the co-creator of a little team you might know called the West Coast Avengers.
Well, hold on. Now I know the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now I know the new Avengers.
That's later.
Now I know the Mighty Avengers.
Right.
What's the friggin' West Coast Avengers?
So, the Avengers are supposed to protect the whole country, even the whole world, you might say. But they're located in New York. So, proximity-wise, they're a little limited in the threats they can address. And decided, hey, we should form a team of Avengers somewhere else in the country. If we're on the East Coast, we should put them in California. It's the West Coast Avengers, Matt. It's
okay, all right, that's fine.
They defend the West Coast. They're like the Coast Guard.
I also know the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah, sure.
West Coast Avengers. What else?
West Coast Avengers. He and Claremont in 1978 will actually team up for will join forces for a Spider-Man SNL team up.
Oh
It's
yeah, the not ready for
Spider-Man and
prime
the
time players
cast
thing.
of
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
And
And then
if readers didn't know that, it is literally just in an issue of Marvel Team Up. The guest who they team up with are like the cast of SNL.
yeah, it is John Belushi and Gilda Radner and such. The 78 cast.
Absolutely wild.
It's stupid. It is during an era where they're doing that with bands and movies and just like trying to exploit every angle they can to sell comics. And then currently Bob Hall is actually the artistic director of the Flatwater Shakespeare Company in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know as much about B. Patterson, the inker?
No, I don't even know their first name.
Is that not the person that we figured out who it was before, and she was married to Dave Cockrum or something? Fuck it. I don't know. I'm not going to just toss around accusations about people being married to Dave Cockrum. You know how much trouble that got me in before. B. Patterson, inker, K. Mantlo, letterer, D. Warfield, colorist, and Archie Goodwin. Huh. Is that a good sign when the editor changes in the middle of a book?
I wonder, maybe if the writer and penciler also change at the same time.
Yeah, that might mean things are going really well.
Swimmingly, yeah.
Yeah. So release date July 20th, 1976. Rampage returns. He's in the Champions HQ, but don't worry, he's here to deliver a letter. Seems fine. From the bad guy.
Oh.
Showing that they kidnapped Black Widow, the Champions are incensed. Ivan punches him square in the jaw, the only place you should punch.
The only one to think of it.
And everyone prepares for a fight, but Rampage has a message for them directly from his employer, the head bad guy. He presses on this fucking blew me away, Pat. More than it blew Rampage away. Less than it blew Rampage away. He presses a button on his chest, and he explodes.
Ugh.
Holy shit!
I'll give you that, Matt. This got me as well because it's made very clear that even Rampage didn't expect this. He thought he was about to transmit a message by pressing this button,
and he explodes.
But it's actually a bomb. Yeah,
yeah. He survives. But
he survives, but he explodes to death.
But he explodes to death, but he also survives. And he's clearly surprised about this as the Champions are. And Griffin and Darkstar verify just outside that he was a pawn meant to blow up the remaining Champions. It's okay, though. Everyone survived the explosion, even Rampage.
Literally there's no further impact here.
Even Rampage, who exploded to death. Although he is unconscious and his pulse is barely there. As heroes, they gotta rush him to the hospital. So this is so insane. Ghost Rider says Clark isn't gonna last till the ambulance gets here. So instead, Pat, he lifts him up on his fucking shoulders, despite the internal injuries he's definitely suffering. Yes. And then puts him on a motorcycle and drives him to the hospital on a motorcycle.
There's a couple of steps you missed here, Matt. Number one, Bobby specifically says, don't move him. You will further his injuries. And number two, Warren offers to fly him to the hospital. He says, I'll probably be a bit quicker and I can fly him there.
Yeah.
Probably pretty gently.
Ghost Rider's like, I'll show you.
Let me just strap him to my hell cycle. And then fly through New York City on it.
There's some really terrible images here also. Richard Fenster, Dick Fenster, takes his glasses off and his eyes disappear.
That's how he sees, Matt, his glasses.
Ghost Rider has just legitimately round white eyeballs
just
in his skull.
eyeball.
Just human eyeballs in his skull. He looks. You mentioned Undertale earlier. He looks like Sans from Undertale.
He looks like a Batman Forever villain. Like the flame is just serving as a mohawk on top of his head, and he's wearing a skull mask.
He looks like a Walmart wall decoration at Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. He takes fucking Stuart Clark to the hospital. Dick Fenster steps in. Has everyone forgotten that the whole media will be here in just 2 hours for the champion's inauguration? And this is where my boss is coming over for the big dinner tonight.
It's exactly that.
It's the same exact. The place is a mess after blowing up, and it's time for everyone to start cleaning. Ivan is insulted that it would be a priority and storms out. He's right. Ivan's right. Justice for Ivan.
Yeah, they should probably be looking for Black Widow.
This should be Ivan's team. He should run this team and also be the only member. Iceman doesn't want to clean and feigns sympathy for Ivan as an excuse to also leave. Suddenly, only Hercules and Warren are going to be around for the big inauguration.
Hercules is pushing around a broom and just being like,
This is just a sitcom plot. A man just blew up to death in front of you, and now suddenly you're in an episode of fucking The Honeymooners? Bobby, why don't you clean up the living room? Oh, my head hurts too bad. I gotta go. Like,
it's a perfect time for some characterization if you want to put it in there. But instead, Bobby's just grumpy. And Warren and Hercules are both thrilled that they get to be the two featured in the inauguration.
We're gonna find out more and more, especially if we're reading Alpha Flight. We're gonna find out more and more over the years that Bill Mantlo does not care about characterization. That is his. That is the thing that interests him the absolute least. If somebody's not okay, Bill Mantlo he can do a couple emotions, right? He can do guys is angry.
Yeah.
Ladies is jealous.
Right.
Mans is competitive over ladies or over powers.
Mm.
Somebody is sad because of how they look or their physical form. We get later, somebody made me a helpless cripple, is something that Bill Mantlo has a character say, I think in next episode. But hey, he has people say it fucking every fifth panel in Alpha Flight. Anyway.
All right.
Cut to Black Widow and the Commissar tied up in a warehouse backroom. By the Commissar, you mean that guy, the mean man who turned out to be
Charles Bronson, who turned out to be Black
Alexi
Widow's old teacher.
Tied up in a warehouse back room. They're both tied up there. Darkstar shows herself to be an empathetic warden, but makes it clear she's bought in on the mission. Everyone calls each other Comrade 100 times, while Crimson Dynamo reveals that he's actually Yuri Petrovich, the son of Ivan. He already revealed that, though, just in his thoughts.
Oh, well, he reveals it again. Have we mentioned that the Crimson Dynamo is here yet?
No, you're right. Oh, good point. Yuri Petrovich was the man hiding behind the file cabinet, and he thinks to himself, I'm actually Ivan's son.
Right.
And like we all think all the time. I'm walking around going, I'm Ronald's son. I'm Ronald's son. I'm Ronald's son.
Ah, me, son of Bob.
But we did not talk about the Crimson Dynamo, nor the fact that
basically, he shows up. The Crimson Dynamo shows up, who's an established character, but Black Widow is like, the Crimson Dynamo is dead. You're not the Crimson Dynamo. Who are you?
Yeah.
And this is the moment when the Crimson Dynamo pulls his mask up and is like, it's me, young Charles Bronson.
I've been hiding behind the filing cabinet the whole time. Meanwhile, Ivan and Bobby hatch a scheme to track black pearls. They have a machine. He's like, I made a machine that if you put a black pearl in it, it can find every other black pearl in the city.
And this guy's always carrying black pearls around in his pocket.
to find where Natasha and the commissar are being held. Ghost Rider drops Rampage off at the emergency room and threatens some doctors. And Warren changes into a new costume that Dick Fenster made him.
It's the Magneto costume. It's the costume that Magneto made him, but Dick Fenster made it and made the blue red.
Did it red instead. It still looks rad. I love it. I still like seeing it.
It is, but it's so funny that he's like, the costume is just so good. Can someone else make it?
He just keeps having people make this costume over and over.
Does this one drain my power as well?
Dick Fenster was supposed to be a villain probably like 20 issues from now. And it's like, I've been draining your power all along.
Bill Mantlo was just like, oh, that was a great story. Let's do that again.
He loves, because as we've seen, he loves doing that. Hopefully it'll be good enough to make up for all the missing champions, because the press conference is starting now. The governor
is here.
Oh, okay, because you wrote the Giovannier is here.
I think you're putting a few extra I's in there.
Okay, probably.
I only put one extra I.
I think there's just one accidental I. I just wanted to rib you, Pat. I just wanted to rib you like friends do.
Right.
Warren starts delivering a speech about how freedom is great when he's met with disagreement from the sky. Titanium Man, Crimson Dynamo, and the Griffin are all here, charging from the air and promising to kill them damn champions.
On their big day?
To be continued.
Okay, I think we are over the hill, and from here we're just going down.
Yeah, I think we're just going down. I think we're just going down. The best. They made a device to track pearls that look like each other. I think we are going downhill.
Can you imagine if you could build a pearl finder, how much fucking money you would make?
I would use it to find fire marbles. I'd be like, oh, well, can you find ones that have that are orange and yellow too?
Matt's out there trying to track down Pokemon cards. Put this shiny Pikachu in there.
If it can track down pearls that look like each other, I'm sure it can track down just any two objects that look similar. This was a team that the one interesting thing about the champions was that they were all friendly with each other. And of course it didn't make sense because they didn't know each other yet, but by now they know each other, and it was gonna be cool that they were just like nice and friendly with each other, right?
Yeah, it was like the calmer superhero team.
Yeah. And now Bill Mantlo is just like, this is a Marvel team, they just bicker all the time.
Yeah. He's just,
and that's what this is.
And it starts to really come out in Ghost Rider, right? Where he's a dick through this whole thing, but this is where he steps it up, where he's like, oh, everybody hates me here anyway. He starts disappearing and reappearing.
It's one of the four emotions, grumpy.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the four emotions that Bill Mantlo could do is grumpy. I'm grumpy because I think everyone hates me. It's not character, again, not character development. It's just like he has it is like he has four Post-it notes. One says grumpy, one says jealous, one says jealous parentheses female, competitive parentheses male. And I forget what the fourth one was, but it's still fucking hate it.
We mentioned that they say they call each other Comrade 100 times. I counted, Matt. There are on one 8-panel page 6 uses of the word comrade. And then you turn the page and the very first panel of the next page has 2 more.
God, yeah. It's all Marvel writers know about Russia.
Hello, comrade.
Is they call each other comrade.
Yes. Hello, comrade.
Yes, comrade. Lenin, by Lenin's beard, you're my comrade, comrade. Lenin's comrade. All right. I want you to tell me about Champions number 9.
Yeah, we might as well. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There's one very good moment that we missed. Bobby goes to help Ivan, and Ivan says, "Oh yeah, I appreciate your help," and offers him a year's worth of popsicles. You know why he knows that Bobby wants popsicles?
He's back on the ice cream
because he's always eating ice cream in front of his team.
Can't try and keep this guy away from ice cream. It'll only last a couple years, and then he's right back on it.
I'm just glad that was acknowledged for all of Bill Mantlow's crimes. At least he's bringing back Iceman loving ice cream. All right. Champions number 9, The Battle of Los Angeles.
That's a cool name. So this is going to be a cool issue.
Rip. Bill Mantlo, writer, Bob Hall, artist, Bob Layton, inker, Karen Mantlo, letterer, Don Warfield, colorist, A. Goodwin, editor. Release date, September 21st, 1976. Cover date, though, December 1976. Picking up from last issue, Angel and Hercules are facing Titanium Man, the Griffin, and Crimson Dynamo. Because Angel can't do shit against these guys, he takes the microphone and tries to control the crowd. It doesn't work.
No, he's just like, hey, guys, stop. Be calm. Nothing bad is happening. And they're like, we can clearly see something bad happening.
Ghost Rider shows up, and he and Hercules do an actually kind of dope move where Herc bounces the golden mace off Dynamo's armor. Blaze catches it as its momentum pulls him out of Griffin's reach, so he can blast Griffin with fire, then bounces the mace off of him. Herc catches it and immediately clobbers the fuck out of Dynamo.
It's very MCU. It felt like tossing around Cap's shield and Thor's hammer back and forth with each other in like the Avengers.
It is very cool. The gang is winning the fight until
inconceivable
Angel
Jesus Christ
tries to help and legitimately ruins the whole thing, and they all get kidnapped.
They're taunting him because he can't do anything to them. They're like, we have armor. You can't win against us. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he pounces on, I think it's Titanium Man. Then Titanium Man lands on Hercules and knocks Hercules out. And that frees up fucking whoever it is, Crimson Dynamo, to blast Ghost Rider. Like, Angel ruins it all.
He changes the conditions of the fight. It throws all the heroes off balance. They all get knocked out.
Yeah, they were winning. They were just about to like wrap the thing up.
Also, there is a moment where Dick Fenster tries to clobber Dynamo with a chair, and it shatters, and Dynamo doesn't even notice. Dick Fenster, though, hero. Brave man.
Yeah, great guy. Although, I think Bill Mantlo just like forgot where Dick Fenster came from. He calls himself Dick Fenster, boy public relations man.
Boy public relations? You're not a boy.
No, you had white hair when we met you.
And you're not a public relations man.
No, you were like a professor of history or some shit.
Then the bad guys find Iceman and Ivan using their Pearl Finder.
Oh, I wrote this bad, Pat. Pat, this one's on me. You can tell the listeners. Tell them now. This one's on me. I wrote this bad. No, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can this time. It's that Ivan and Iceman are using their Pearl Finder. The bad guys just find them.
Oh, right. Ivan and Iceman use the Pearl Finder, show up at the door to the bad guy lair, and then the bad guys also show up to that door because they were just coming home.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
They trash Iceman, but Ivan gets away. Meanwhile, Black Widow and Alexei Bruskin in captivity ambush Darkstar when she comes in to feed them.
Oh, Black Widow pulls a straight up Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, she leaves like 2 sacks of potatoes under a blanket.
Yeah, there's like a mop, and that's supposed to be her hair. Literally no human would ever mistake a mop for hair.
It's very good. Through some questioning, we find out that her name is Lania, and she was once a pupil of Bruskin's, just like Natasha, as she fights the Widow. Suddenly, Ivan crashes through the ceiling and joins the fight, knocking her off balance, and Widow takes her out. The bad guy squad appears, and Dynamo pulls off his helmet to reveal, again, he's Yuri Petrovich, Ivan's son. To be continued.
It's the third time he's revealed it.
It's been like, yes, I'm his son.
Okay, all right. Bad Guy Squad was a first draft take. What do you think? The good guy team's named the Champions. Bad guy team is Griffin, Crimson Dynamo, Titanium Man, Rampage, Darkstar.
Yeah.
It's mostly Russian, except for two guys in outfits. So, what would you name this?
The Iron
Legion, the Iron Legion.
The Iron Legion? No, that's Iron Man's already got that.
That also sounds like
Men.
something.
I'm trying to work with
the
Iron
Man.
Curtain.
Oh yeah.
But
the butt curtain.
The butt curtain.
No, so what's the opposite of champions? Well, losers, but they couldn't be called that.
The losers.
So what would
the runners up?
What would be like the antithesis, not the opposite, but the antithesis of champions?
What if they just called themselves the antithesis?
The antithesis. What about the spoilers? Right? Like, you're trying to be the champion. I'm going to spoil the competition. What are the spoilers?
I like that. The spoilers.
We'll never see these guys really again after this story. They do not become. So we did this for nothing. Fuck.
We do get a good look at Jerry Brown. It seems like Bob Hall is a big fan of because he draws him very flatteringly.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is that every comic book artist can draw two faces, one of them being Charles Bronson. But when there's a celebrity, they put all this detail in their face. Like, that's how I know if there's a celebrity in one of these old books that I don't know of, like an old politician or some shit, I know that's what's happening because their face is so much more detailed than everyone else.
Yeah. Everything I know about Jerry Brown, I learned from the Dead Kennedys. So I
Hard
don't like
same.
this guy.
Yeah. Johnny Blaze's identity is secret? What the fuck?
Yeah, how does he maintain that? He can't control when he transforms.
No. And he's famous, so he's riding through the city. Everybody's got to be looking at him because he's famous. Even when he arrived on the UCLA campus, people said, "Oh my God, there's Johnny Blaze."
Yeah.
And then he immediately turned into Ghost Rider. I just assumed his identity was
everybody
public.
knew. Yeah. He wears the exact same clothes in Ghost Rider form.
And both of them are motorcyclists.
Like, imagine if Peter Parker disappeared when a villain showed up and then came right back in a Spider-Man mask, but wearing all the same clothes that Peter Parker was wearing.
And jumping around like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And also Peter Parker's incredibly famous.
Right.
All right.
Well, Warren Commission. He fails to calm down a panicked crowd. He punches Griffin once. And he upsets Titanium Man's center of balance, getting everyone hurt.
Yeah.
Just a little update on how useful he's been.
Let's finish this episode out, Pat. Champions number 10.
We're here? We're at the end?
Of this episode, we have a whole nother episode to record right after this.
Shit.
You never asked me how my pizza was.
Matt, how was your pizza?
Mediocre. The only thing open that was still taking DoorDash orders was Papa John's.
Ugh.
So mediocre.
Should I order a pizza? It's now midnight.
You're in the city, so I'm guessing right now. You could get pizza right now. Yeah. Order pizza.
I'm not hungry.
Okay. Well, then why'd you ask me?
It was more just to let the listeners know what time it is.
Champions number 10. One man's son is another man's poison. Bill Mantlo writer, Bob Hall artist, Frank Giacoia inker, Ray Holloway letterer, Don Warfield colorist, Archie Goodwin editor.
Yeah,
is it a good sign when like everybody besides the writer and artist change?
Is it a good sign when in the credits they mention that this might be the last issue of the comic?
Release date October 19th, 1976. The champions, minus Natasha and Ivan, are regaining consciousness as Darkstar keeps them in a prison of her own powers' making. We're gonna have to talk about this fucking lady's powers.
It's
unbelievable.
She can make a prison.
She can do anything. Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man stand menacingly just behind her, peppering the champions with insults and telling them they will die. As soon as they start breaking through the force field, though, the three villains realize there's no reason for them to be here and teleport out. She was like, I can't hold this any longer, guys. Please, I can't hold this any longer. And they're like, just give us a second. We want to watch these guys be unconscious.
Their whole purpose there was just to insult them, to be like, look at you losers. We took you out. And
literally.
Then they're like, okay, well, we're going to try to break out of this force field and fight you.
They're like, get us out of here. They inform the champions on their way out that they're trapped in a steel cell along the San Andreas Fault and that any attempt to escape will create a massive earthquake across all of LA. The gang bickers about whether this is true or not. Up in the air, we see these evil idiots. What do we call them? The
spoilers.
The spoilers hop on a jet that Griffin is piloting while Natasha, Ivan, and the commissar ride in handcuffs. Yuri tells us his story. As a child, Ivan, his father, remember? At first, denied money from the U.S. government to defect to America. But when he turned them down, their next move was to murder his nameless wife and kidnap a young Yuri. His father, he believes, took the U.S. government's money after that. So he knows that... Okay, whatever. He believes that he denied the government's money, and then the government killed his wife, and then he was just like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't I defect for no money instead? Son back. This seems like a solid deal.
Yeah. He believes that happened, and he defected to start a new life without his son. The commissar tells Yuri he's missing half of the story, but before they can dig into that, Yuri and Titanium Man have to go deal with a couple of bogeys on their tail.
Uh-oh.
There's a couple of bogeys on my tail.
The Air Force shows up again.
Commissar reveals to everyone else that Yuri's kidnappers, as well as the people that rescued him, were actually all agents of the Soviet state, putting on an elaborate show to radicalize him against his family in America. It was a false flag, Pat.
Wow.
When Yuri returns, Darkstar tries to explain the whole story, but he's too angry, and he refuses to listen. He says,
No. I don't care if I'm wrong.
As a result, she uses her powers to release the prisoners, teleport the rest of the champions out of their underground cell, and send a message to Bobby that they need to commandeer a plane and fly to their location. What the fuck? Okay, she can make force fields.
She can make force fields.
She can do blasts. That's like Green Lantern. She can do force fields and blasts. Cool,
yeah.
Fine. She can fly. All right, Green Lantern. Cool. She can make a magic video screen.
Yeah, she can make a magic video screen with the dark force.
She can do telekinesis. Okay, fine. Makes sense. Again,
sort of.
Green Lantern. She can teleport. Okay.
She can teleport other people when they are miles away.
Yeah.
Just between one location and another.
And she has telepathy.
Yes, she can send telepathic messages.
So she can do like literally everything. She is more powerful than Phoenix.
She sort of, picture if you took the Phoenix and gave her Charles Xavier's brain.
And then Nightcrawler's powers, but better.
Yeah.
And then like...
Picture all the X-Men, but they were like one person and they were better.
And they were like a hot blonde woman who had also trained as a super spy. Yeah, all right.
Imagine that.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's Darkstar.
Issue number 2. Sorry, before we move on, would you let the champions commandeer a plane?
I wouldn't let the champions drive my car.
Absolutely not.
No.
You're gonna blow it up. You're gonna abandon it. I know you, champions. None of you are responsible enough.
I've seen what you've done.
They do just
So they do commandeer a plane. They do it. And they fight the villains on top of a submarine in the middle of the ocean. With Darkstar now on their side, they make light work of the whole thing, and everyone but the commissar survives. Time to go home, I guess. The end.
The end. That was it. They get to the submarine and then they fight everybody and win.
And I guess the plane, they just leave the plane.
They abandon it midair, Matt. They commandeer a plane. This is why I wouldn't let them commandeer one of my planes, because they see a submarine and they're like, well, we're up here and the submarine's down there. Can everybody just jump out? We'll let the plane figure it out.
Yeah.
It's got autopilot.
Man.
So fucking stupid. I will say, I'm beginning to love Griffin because he is just pissed that everyone else has political motivations. He's just like, when are we gonna kill someone?
Let me kill somebody.
Also, it's mentioned that Darkstar and Yuri were dating. Did you pick up on that?
I didn't even pick up on it here. I didn't pick up on it, I think, until like a couple issues later. She references it in retrospect.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess they were dating. I guess we were supposed to know they were dating. Bill Mantlo forgot to write that part. And he thought he would just sneak it in and we'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't. Oh, I must have missed it.
It doesn't get revealed until she's made the full turn and they've fought everybody. And then she's like, boy, stakes were high here, right? That's my boyfriend.
Jeez, yeah. That's
so stupid.
Yeah, this has been what? How do you feel about these first 10 issues of the Champions?
My God.
I've already kind of said my piece is that like I think like this really shows a contrast between like what Claremont's doing. What's happening in the rest of comics, I bet, is a little closer to this, maybe less stupid. I don't know. But I assume a little less stupid.
Yeah, this is well. So it feels to me like it's so old comics, right? This is when you think about what comics used to be like before the modern era. This is what I think of. There's a ton of weird action poses in that last issue. They've got Warren just like hunched over with his arms out in front of him. They've got him. It looks like he's dancing in half the panel because he's just in the background striking these bizarre poses. The faces aren't consistent on characters from panel to panel. Everything's super brightly colored. The logic is really shaky and nobody cares about that. This is essentially the 60s and 70s equivalent of Mr. Beast. Just something where the priority is just to be very loud and busy and bright to appeal to children and hopefully keep their attention. I'm angry. I'm also, the other thing I'm angry about is Bobby's overall characterization in here.
Right.
Like the Bobby we know is a bright-eyed young kid. Of course, he probably grew up a little bit, but he has he's got heart, right? He's got moxie. He's got the soul of a leader. He's just got to grow up a little bit. But in this run, he's tired of being a hero, right? He says, I'm only here to help my friend Warren set up his super team. And then as soon as it's over, I'm done with this hero business. I'm going to go learn to sew or something.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't talk about that very much, but yeah, he's constantly thinking to himself, like, all right, pretty soon I'm gonna leave these guys and I'm just gonna go be Bobby.
He's short-tempered, which I thought would be the part that grows up about him, but he's still got like his short little temper and more than ever before is using that short temper to make decisions. Like before he used to just get upset and then walk back, and now he's getting upset and saying, all right, let me act on this emotion.
Right.
It's like, you know how like you have friends who have kids, and as kids they're really nice, but then they grow into like a really shitty teenager.
Yes.
That's what I feel like with Bobby here. Like I knew this guy. Right. I knew this guy as a kid, and he was really sweet, but now he's an incel.
I think it's okay that he wanted to give up being a hero, right? Like I think that's a kind of an I think that is an interesting place for him to go, especially because so many writers seem to not be interested in him.
Yeah, but it's just
like
not,
if he's
not
gonna
earned
be
at all.
if he's gonna be out of comics, I think it would make sense for him to be like, all right, I did this as a kid. I was like a little kid. Now I'm like an adult, and I think I gotta go to college, and I think I gotta like make a real life for myself. Like I would be okay with that.
I think there's a way for him to grow into it.
This sort of like doing it by half measures it makes me just not understand who this guy is. Like, who is Bobby Drake now? I don't know. I don't know. He's grumpy constantly. It's not good.
Yeah. He dislikes his team. And again, it's just not an earned departure from his normal attitude. He's just one day is like, actually, I'm here even though I don't want to be.
Right.
Stupid.
And I think it's interesting. Like, Hercules is the strong guy, but he's basically just there to be the strong guy, right? Like, he's supposed to be just this big dope who's here to punch hard, right?
Right.
He doesn't seem to be somebody that the writers are interested in too heavily. They seem to both writers love Angel.
Yeah.
Angel is the main character of this book, maybe with Ghost Rider being a close second.
But they still have no idea what to do with him. He's still just completely actionless.
Right.
He gets one issue where he gets to hit somebody.
Well, because his only power is that he can fly. And other than that, he's just like a guy. So like he's just flying around, and they're having to pretend like it's heroic, like he's doing something. So he's dodging stuff, or he's shouting orders even though he's not the leader of the team.
Yeah.
They seem to like just want to make him a leading man. It seems like everybody at Marvel is like, again, he doesn't really have any real powers, so he just gets to dodge and stuff.
Yeah.
But they want him to be the leading man of the book. And like they tried to make him a solo character for a bit too. Like, it seems like so many people at Marvel are like, Angel should be one of our leading guys.
But then
when somebody actually writes him, they have nothing. They can't think of anything.
But it's not like he's even... I can understand that you see like a young, rich teenager. They're all the rage around the time. Give him his own solo book. But then it's not like these writers who realize all he can do is fly are trying to make him a heroic personality instead, right? Like somebody that's inspiring. He's still worried about his secret identity until he gives up on protecting it over saving people if things are going wrong. He also just makes rash decisions based on emotion. There's a reason that he's not the leader of the team. Like, they talk about that in comic, that he wouldn't be able to handle a leadership role because he doesn't have the skills for it. He's just not a hero.
It makes me really, really wonder what that Bobby Drake, Warren Worthington, Road Dogs book was going to be like.
That would be
like
cool. Yeah.
I'm really curious what ideas she had for that, and we'll never know. And this is the Warren Worthington we have now, right? And this is the Bobby Drake we have now.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. All right, Pat.
Oh, Matt, you're going to be a little mad at me. Not at me.
No.
Really, this is your fault. So we've talked about this before. I have spent my vast fortune collecting every single issue of X-Men, the original prints. I won't accept anything else. And that's what enables me to see these old advertisements and put them up for Pat's Deals and Steals. And as we've seen before, sometimes we add something that's not an X-Men comic in here. And I have to, on short notice, gin up some cash so that I can go out and buy the original prints of those. And
this is my fault. Yeah.
Again, we've talked about this before, but there's some sort of, I don't know if it's like a TikTok trend or maybe it's a cult or something, but
I think it's a smuggling ring.
They take black ink and they spread it all over the advertisement pages so that I just can't read them.
I think they profit from that somehow. I think it's like some
Maybe
dark money thing.
Maybe we can do it with all my original X-Men printings once we don't need them anymore. See if we can
make some cash.
Pour black ink all over them and make some money. So as a result, there are ads in these comics. There always are, but I just can't see them.
You don't have them?
No.
All right. Well, no Pat steals and steals. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. This is my fault.
Yeah. Maybe we can get through this next round of issues. Maybe we'll find one that somebody didn't get to mark up yet.
All right. How are you feeling? This was a long episode, and we have a long way to go. Like, how is your health mentally and physically?
Pretty tired.
Pretty tired. I'm feeling tired too.
Tired.
Yeah. My eyes are starting to do that thing that like burn.
Yeah. It gets pretty hot down here. I know I've complained about it before on the podcast, but I turn my air conditioner off. I'm in my little basement, and it's just I sweat very easily. So I'm pretty wet.
Whew, you're pretty wet.
Yeah. Much like Namor.
I thought you were like leading into our outro.
Yes, much like with Champions number 11.
No. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this wild episode. I promise you next episode is going to be even wilder. The issues get weirder. We are going to get more annoyed at them, and we are both going to get more loopy. So
tune in, folks. We'll hate each other by the end of next episode.
Email into Pat's email corner, mutantmenacpod@gmail.com. Thanks to Krills Wilson for the music.
Yeah.
In this friggin' podcast. And thanks to Julia Selly for the voice of Trish Tilby.
That's right. Please find us wherever you get your podcasts. Wherever you got this episode, you can probably find it again. Really helps if you rate us, if you comment, if you get your podcasts through YouTube, subscribing or liking, whatever you can do to give us a little gold star. We very much appreciate it.
All right, so I guess that just leaves one last thing, and it's what we say at the end of every single episode. And Pat, do you want to do the honors, or you want me to?
Yeah, folks, always remember, I'm sorry about the back shot, okay?
And don't you forget, I hope I haven't out-eviled Knievel for nothing.